Hello. Dude. Hello, hello. How are you? Some troubleshooting here. Yeah. Gonna start in 5 minutes. Yeah. Well, that's fun. A little celebration. Let's see. Lo-fi music. Oh, yeah. Hello, hello. We'll be starting at 12. So in just 2 minutes. Bear with me. You're welcome. Good afternoon. Okay, it is 12 o'clock. Have a few people in. We're just gonna get started. I do know that time is valuable for everyone, so let's just get started. Hold on, please. There we go. Okay, welcome everyone. Um, if you do not know who I am, my name is Cherie Thacker. I am the marketing manager here at Flamel.ai. Um, it is so welcome to our very first webinar Wednesday. Um, bear with me. I'm still kind of getting used to this new platform that we're working with. And just wanted to like start testing it out and start building that conversation around best practices with AI. Um, so a little bit about me and my background. I have about 7 years of experience with marketing, um, mainly with social media marketing and content marketing. Those were some of my highlights. I come from the industry of restaurants, and being part of a startup is definitely something new. Being around people who are just alive and energetic is super helpful. Hello, hi, welcome. Reading the chat as people are coming in. Yes, just say hi. Welcome to anyone who's coming in. Um, so yeah, being a part of a startup is something definitely I'm trying to get used to. Today marks my 2 weeks with Flamel. So round of applause. Yes. 2 weeks today. And it has definitely been a journey. And something that is always top of mind is finding best practices as we are a small team. There is 6 of us all on a team, and we are a thriving, rocking team here. And everybody picks up where everybody else may leave off or is always helpful, always trying to find best practices and make sure that we're all on the same basis and making sure that we're being team players. So, one thing that for me in the marketing world, because everyone on the team is developers, so they're the ones that are working behind the scenes on the product at Flamel. So for me, I have to find different tools and tactics to really make sure that I become productive, that I'm efficient with my time, and to crank out the work that needs to be cranked out. So I know like some of the things that I've been hearing both sides about AI is the negative about people feeling like they're going to lose their jobs because of AI, specifically in the marketing world. And then I also hear the other side of how helpful AI can be when it comes to finding those tools and resources that can really benefit your day to day working. And I'll get into some of those as well here soon. But I feel like for me, without really knowing, I've been using AI for like the last 3 to 4 years without it like being heavily marketing. I feel like in the last year and a half, I feel like the key word, the hot topic buzzword is AI. And I it's been around for years now, and I've been utilizing it to make sure that I am being as productive, and also just making sure that when I was a team of one in the marketing world, that I could focus on the heavier projects and loads that were brought to me. So, a little bit of the tools that I have been using. Um, so, one that I've been using a lot is Grammarly. And I feel like I've started using Grammarly back I want to say back in 2018. It was just like a little helpful assistant. I think it was just Google Chrome extension that I was using, and I didn't really technically know it was AI until they rolled out their newest feature called Grammarly Go, which is kind of similar to ChatGPT, but it's more of an assistant when it comes to when I'm trying to send out emails and you have a box load of emails that you don't really want to answer those emails when they come in, but you have to. And the most efficient way is to have some type of template, is the old school term, and then fill in the blanks where you need it to. Grammarly Go takes over the template, and you can actually formulate what content you are looking for to write when it comes to these emails. And then also you can have it linked up to your LinkedIn if you're trying to send out DMs or also for any type of post. I mainly use it for that reason as well, but also to help with any grammatical errors that I may have because I am the queen of grammatical errors, punctuation, spelling mistakes, and then it also has a feature for tone. So sometimes when people are writing, other people can read your writing in a specific tone. So Grammarly always is a helpful tool for me to check my tone before I hit send to make sure that I am being respectable, that I'm not being too direct. And then also just being friendly. Uh, and I feel like that is something that I use. I mean, I use it every single day. It's currently on my screen right now saying that I have uh, 6 mistakes on this one document. So it's always a constant reminder. Sometimes it is a headache when you are trying to just dump your thoughts out when it comes to content writing, to tell you like, hey, you misspelled this word, or hey, you didn't use this right in this punctuation, or is this the right word that you want to say? And it's just sometimes you have to turn it off in order for you to get those those data dumps out of your head onto paper or onto a Word doc. And then you can turn it back on to start formulating the copywriting that you're looking for. So it's a very helpful tool for me in every aspect of my work in day to day. Um, so, yeah, that is something that I use consistently. Another tool, if you missed out on our newsletter yesterday, what are you doing? Sign up, subscribe for all the latest AI marketing tools and anything news related. And then also from the Flamel team, we are constantly sending back and forth like um, cool new tech that we just see across week for week. And from there, you can also so once you subscribe to that page, you will be sent out a weekly update every Tuesday from 11 a.m. At 11 a.m., I'm the one that's curating that, but everyone on the Flamel team is pitching in as well. But that is something that you can constantly, thank you, Matt. Matt threw it in the chat with the link. So if you just go to that link, you can subscribe to our weekly newsletter. And from the last 2 weeks, we've gotten great response from people saying that we have helped them to find different tools to use for their productivity, to be more efficient in their day to day as well. And that's just basically what the newsletter is for. It's just to build that community for marketers to show them like AI is here to stay, but here are different resources and tools for you to use and utilize for your day to day to make you become the strategic thinker that you're supposed to be. So that was like a little plug. But I had mentioned this new AI that I just recently discovered. I think it was last week. It's called Opus Clip. So Opus Clip is you can take a long formatted video. So if you have a YouTube and you have or a podcast or any type of long formatted video content, you can take that, post it in, or link, add the link to it. Thank you, Matt, in the chat, the link. Post your video into their software. And in, I want to say about 10 to 12 minutes is how long it took for it to create short form content. And it created about 3 different formats. So I think I can share my screen. I have it open. Oh. So Opus Clip is, like I said, you can take a long formatted video and pare it down to more short form videos for Instagram Reels, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. This is a game changer if you are someone who is constantly using or creating video or creating like a podcast. These are your typical videos that you see on TikTok or on Instagram Reels where you just see the captions and the formulated like zoom in of people talking. And I always wondered how quickly it took people to do this. And it literally is this website that's doing it. So goodbye the days for taking hours to half a day to a full day of just making sure for just taking the time take um, to take the time out of your day to cut down and edit these videos into the short form content that you see every single day as you're scrolling on Instagram and on TikTok. So I still am like trying to figure out more and more different ways of trying to use this as we get into longer formatted videos, possibly this type of video, this webinar, to pare down our content so that we're able to repurpose. One of my biggest goals for utilizing Opus Clips is to make sure that I can repurpose as much content as possible and figure out how many pieces of content I can create from this one topic. So for instance, this webinar, if anyone misses it, we will be able to repurpose this content onto YouTube, our YouTube channel, and then also into different TikToks and Instagram Reels, and then also taking some of the tips in my best AI tools and creating even smaller content for more social media, such as like an Instagram carousel or a static post. So definitely a game changer for this one. I'm excited to use it more and dive into it deeper. Um, so if you haven't checked it out, make sure that you check it out. Opus Clip. Grammarly, like I said, it's like an AI tool that it's a Google Chrome. They do have a web app, but it's not like there's a lot on there for mine. So I'm not going to pull that up. And then next thing, so obviously I work for Flamel.ai, but I think we have an awesome product that really pares down all of these different apps into one. So think about the mini tabs, because as I'm looking right now, I have multiple tabs open. But as a social media content creator, you have different tabs that are open. So you're either working with like Canva to create your content or like Adobe or something of a Photoshop, anything for creating content. And then you also have another window or tab open that you are utilizing for like Chat GPT. Sometimes it's Grammarly. Um, I think it's Copy AI. That's also another one for just creating content and busting out that content. And then on top of that, once you're finished creating the content and the copy, you have to plug it into another software like later.com or Sprout Social to boost and post your content to all these different platforms. So what Flamel.ai is that we condense all those into one. So let me pull it up real quick, share my screen. Okay, so I'm giving you guys a sneak peek of what we've been doing. If you have not signed up already, sign up. There's a free trial for you to try all of these functions that we have and all these different features that we currently have. And then on top of that, we are still in the process of creating more and more. So be on the lookout. So if you're not connected with us on social media, make sure that you're connected either on LinkedIn, on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. I think I got them all, in YouTube. Um, but so one of the latest features, so let me wind it back. So where we are right now, we are in our studio, what we call it, our editor. Luna is similar to ChatGPT. So if you're like trying to figure out an idea or are lacking in the ideation phase of creating content, you can ask the question to Luna. Luna will populate an idea, and she's basically your chatbot for the editor. So all in one, where you are. So you can take that idea and really run with it and go through the media and pick your media. So you can either upload your own content if you have your own videos or photos, you can upload them there. You can house them in our library. AI created, so you can create whatever you can think or imagine. Just create. You can create it in our AI image generator. And then if you don't have any content at all, there's always the stock option. So we also have images and video for that. And then go back home. Um, Captions. So this is one of my favorite because one of the things that I absolutely dread is creating copy for captions for post. It is the most tedious thing in the world because you have to think of something kind of witty and then you also have to generate hashtags. So what our editor does is that you can create a caption. So let's say the air pollution here is horrible. So uh, air quality is horrible in Ohio. I'm in Ohio currently, and the air quality is horrible. So how do I want to sound? So my tone, let's go humorous. And let's target millennials and then go back up, hit AI caption generator. And as it's thinking, it will populate a caption. So Living Ohio is like starring in the twisted version of The Mist. Only instead of monsters, it's just air quality. Hashtag Ohio Life. Hashtag breathless in Ohio. Definitely breathless in Ohio. But I think that's cool, right? To have something where you have a thought, but you just don't know how to write the copy for it and to have it generated in the tone and to the audience that you're looking for. I think that's cool. And then next, one of our newest features that the team just launched this week. We worked on this last week at our work retreat in Cincinnati and literally cranked this out in 2-3 days. So long gone those days of typing into Google national holidays. What is today's national holiday? We have streamlined it all for you. So now for today, in instance, you can see the top 3 national holidays for today. And if any of these 3 aren't a part of your brand or you don't like them, we have multiple Okay. So there's always something for you to post. So let's say National Insurance Awareness Day. No, thank you. La tapioca. Yeah, let's do that. National Tapioca. Um, let's go fun. And I'll say let's do baby boomers. I'm always intrigued on what happens when you generate the caption for this. Um, so next thing you get three caption choices, which is awesome. So you can choose between the three. Hey boomers, remember when tapioca was the treat of the day? Today we're throwing it back to those good old days. It's National Tapioca Day, and we're bubbling with excitement. Who else has soft spot for the underrated delicious carb? Okay, so let's just use that one. And click continue. So next, let's go to stock photo. Let's say tapioca, if I can spell. It's bubble tea. I don't know. Do boomers know bubble tea? That's probably like an offensive. I'm sorry. I mean, my mom doesn't know tapioca. Yeah, let's do it. Tapioca. And then next thing you can do is go back to the home, share it, and then you can post it onto Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or your Twitter. Um, let's do Facebook. Post now, sharing to Facebook. And if we are right, it should be posted on Facebook. And scrolling down, and there you go. So yeah, that is why I love working for Flamel, because it compresses all of your tabs into one. And it is a powerful, powerful tool, in my opinion. Might be biased, but it is something that I use on a consistent basis every single day to create the content that I am creating for Flamel. So again, if you are not signed up for the free trial, what are you doing? Sign up today, and try it out. See if you like it. If there's anything that you've seen thus far that you're like, I wonder if, or if you have any questions, I am going to open up the last about 5 minutes of a Q&A. So please ask your questions away. Hold on. There's like a tab for questions for Q&A. So let's start. So ask away if you have any questions. I'll give you about a few minutes so they can populate, and I'll add a little song here and there. Okay. So, okay. So few questions have popped in. Keep them coming if you have any more. But I'm just going to start answering the few that have come in. So, first question: where do you find all the cool new AI tools you're using? It's a good question. Um, I try to stay on top of as many different resources. So, I try to find different newsletters that are only AI, and then also any other like marketing AI newsletters as well. How do I find those? I try to find like the community aspect on LinkedIn. So finding different creators on LinkedIn who are specifically talking about AI and in marketing. I try to follow them as well. I also have Google Alerts where it's just keywords for AI in marketing. So that's something that I get every single day in my inbox at 9 a.m. So I can stay on top of what's new in the efforts of marketing and also how people are utilizing AI in marketing. And then also I think it's just like in my downtime too, when I'm scrolling on TikTok and something like pops up and it's either someone I'm following or a new creator who is talking about AI and a tool that they use every single day. And I'm like, that looks interesting. Let me try it. So that way, and then also Twitter, staying on top of threads as well. Or you can join our webinar each week. That is true. Or you can join our webinar each week. Our webinar and our newsletter. Our newsletter has everything that you need. I always make sure that at the top of our newsletter there is at least two hot tools for productivity and efficiency for people to try and to use. Either you use them or you don't, but I think those are some helpful tips and tricks on trying to find the new latest AI tools. Okay. Hopefully that answered your question. And then some of these may or may not be spoilers. I don't know. They may or may not be. What is the number one problem that existing tools don't solve now as a marketer? What is the number one problem? Um, that's a good question. I think the number one problem that I that this is me personally that I've come across is just like the functionality of bringing everything together. So, like I said, having things in different tabs and trying to literally keep a tab on everything that you're doing, it's hard to have everything integrated because everything doesn't integrate. So I think that's like one of the number one problems is that you have all these great tools and resources, but not all of them integrate with one another, and it's not a seamless transition to creating content, copy to posting. So, and then also like I use like a project management system type of interface. So like even having that on board with the content that I'm creating, the copy that I'm creating, and then also having a platform where I can publish all from my project management platform. That's great. That would be like game changer. But yeah, just making sure like trying to condense as many tools into one. I think that's like the number one problem that I have. Um, I also don't like to write copy, so that's like another problem, but that's a conversation for a different day. Um, does Luna work for Reels, TikTok captions, and can you post real TikTok directly from Flamel.ai? Currently, so for the second question, can you post Reels and TikTok directly from Flamel.ai? Not right now. We're in the works with that. There's like a bunch of things on the technical side that go with posting or scheduling posts for Reels and TikToks. But Luna can definitely give you the ideas for captions. So something that I'm starting to utilize in probably in the next newsletter is having these prompts for Luna. So asking Luna specific prompts for the content that you're trying to create in the tone that you want and to the target audience that you're trying to push this content to. So the more information when it comes to like Luna or chat gpt, you always want to give it as much information as possible so that it can generate the idea that you're looking for, and then obviously don't give out any like personal information or like anything that's security when you're putting in your information into these chat bots, but giving as much information and prompting them as much as possible, I think is beneficial. So yes, I think that is it. That is all of the questions. Went a little bit over, 1 minute over, but kudos to me, y'all, for being my first webinar. I appreciate everyone that attended, everyone who's here. If you came in a little bit late or in the middle or towards the end, we will be posting this on our YouTube channel either later this evening or by tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. Again, if you're not connected with us on social media, find us there. We're on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook. There's a lot of them. And then also for our newsletter, it comes out weekly. Um, the hot take from Flamel.ai. So definitely be subscribed if you're not subscribed to that. Every Tuesday, we bring out new updates in the AI and marketing world. So thank you, everyone, for joining. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I shall see everyone soon. Bye.